Well, certainly the town of Okotoks is following a controlled growth strategy for our community. Our growth rate is estimated to be 1 to 2% over the next number of years, which means our water resources should last for another 9 years. And by extending the date for the start of the pipeline, the town will have the opportunity to create a regional solution with Foothills County in particular, but perhaps other regional partners that'll provide for better long-term water service for the town of Okotoks.
Well, what we've seen over the last few years and what we expect going in the future is we've had slowed growth. And that slowed growth is about 200 units we're seeing per year, which is single and multifamily homes, which equates to about a 1% growth of 300 people per year. So with 300 people per year, incorporating the commercial and industrial as well, we know we have enough water for 9 years. Going forward, obviously, we want to keep monitoring that because we know with the amount of water for 6,000 people that we should be able to incorporate changes if we grow a little faster or a little slower, obviously. So what we're going to do, as we always do, is we monitor development permits. We keep monitoring our utility accounts to see how much water is being used every year so that we can react if we need to make this happen faster or potentially slower if we need to as well.
Okotoks is always trying to find the most cost-effective, sustainable solutions for Okotoks. So we've identified opportunities to create a regional partnership with Foothills County, as I said, and neighboring communities that will offer more cost-effective solutions. The additional time will provide the opportunity needed to complete assessment, receive provincial approvals, and proceed with a phased approach. I have to take a drink of this magnificent liquid.
We're already working with our stakeholders, which we've been doing for a time now, and that includes Alberta Environment. So once we have the detailed designs done, we get our approvals in place, and we have the funding in place through all the different partners, we anticipate we would be starting in 2024.
So then after that, how long would it take to get it finished?
It should take about 2 years. We're going to be phasing the project because there's different aspects. It's not just a pipeline, there's also other appurtenances involved. So we're going to phase the construction so that we can do it over 2 years, which also takes a little bit of stress off it, and we should see better pricing when we actually put this out to tender.
Certainly the town of Okotoks is exploring all options, potential options, with its regional partners, and will provide an update on the details, including a location and water source, once this has been finalized. We're working on it. I think the change is necessitated because of, I think, a number of regulatory approvals obstacles that we've encountered with Alberta Environment. Previously, communities like Airdrie, Strathmore, and Chestermere were able to connect to the Calgary water system without the legal requirement for a water license transfer, and that's very important. So Alberta Environment now has indicated that a water license transfer to allow water to flow outside of a municipal boundary is a mandatory requirement, and this is a new requirement. So this acquisition of water licenses fundamentally changes the cost-benefit equation of the Calgary solution and required Okotoks to pursue alternate solutions.
What we've seen over the last 10 years as we've had license transferred to the town is the process to purchase the licenses and then gain approval through Alberta Environment is quite lengthy. And we're seeing that developers, when they bring them, they'll bring a bunch of small licenses because they're just accommodating their own development. And what this is doing is it's not only creating a lengthy process, but also then we have a lot of different licenses. And more licenses are harder to manage. So what we're going to do in the future is the town will lead this process, and we will purchase these bulk licenses. And by doing so, it'll be a far more efficient process for Alberta Environment, the developers, and the town. And we'll see this process align such that we hopefully will also see costs come down for the price of water, because when you transfer the water licenses, you have to pay for it, obviously.
Let me be very clear on this. The town is open for business. we are open for business. The town has water available for both commercial and residential purposes and growth. Development will continue to be managed in a controlled manner so the town can continue to provide high quality services for all residents, including transportation infrastructure, waste services, recreational opportunities, as well as water supply and treatment. The number one absolute necessity that we need for our residents is a safe potable water supply, and we are working on that. We have one right now, we need one for future growth.